Hey guys, how's it going today? This is Gabe from Big Fella Outdoors, and I'm going to be reviewing the Ugly Stick Carbon Salmon and Steelhead spinning rods. I have here the 9/6 medium and the 10/6 medium. I'm from Michigan, so I use these rods, my 9/6 medium. I use it to bottom bounce, I use it to cast spoons, um, and I use it to cast like spinners and hardware and other things like that. This 10/6 medium light I have, I use this to float fish for smaller, like east side rivers, for smaller steelhead, smaller salmon, and things like that. And I just gotta say, I fucking love these rods, like just straight up. I was running SSTs for years. I ran through maybe three Akuma SSTs in like 4 years or something like that, breaking off at 6th Street or at Tippy Dam or whatever. And this 9/6 medium has lasted me two seasons, and I think it's going to last me another 3 or 4 more. These things are awesome. I just got done pier fishing over in Frankfurt with this 9/6 medium. See, I still got that Mongolian beef moonshine on there to paint from that king destroying it. I have this rod paired up with a size 4000 PC Fun Carbon X. Um, the setup is sweet. I freaking love this thing. I've caught so many fish on this thing, probably a few hundred maybe. I've caught kings, cohos, Atlantic, steelhead, everything on this thing. I just caught a king and a laker on it fishing in Frankfurt literally yesterday. I love this rod. It's basically as sensitive and as those Akuma SSTs I was using. Just so much more durable. These rods take a beating. I fallen, tripped over algae and stuff on piers and crap, and this rod has been fine. I don't see this rod ever, practically ever giving up on me unless I, manage to slam it in my car door or something. Even then, I'd probably survive it. And it's got the Elusic patented, the steel guides or whatever. And, that's another big pain I was using on my SSTs is those guides would give out, especially at bottom bouncing at 6th Street and Tippy Dam, but you'd snag up and you'd have to pull your line out. You'd be busting your guides a lot. With this thing, I've had literally zero problems. It doesn't tear a blind. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't I'm running a 30-pound braid around here right now as we speak, and I mean these guys haven't had a single issue. I've had this 30-pound braid on here since I want to say May, um, and these guys just handle it no issue. Uh, Now I'm going to talk about the 10/6 medium light I have. I have not caught as many fish. I've only caught maybe a dozen fish on this 10/6 medium light, and I think I actually got this medium light before I got that 9/6 medium. Funny enough. Um, But what I have caught is a few smaller steelhead, mainly east side steelhead. I think I've gotten maybe one in Port Huron and a couple out of the Clinton River. I haven't caught a steelhead maybe bigger than 5 pounds on this thing. Um, Not that I haven't tried. I mean, I took it to the rifle. We took a fat skunk. Um, but with the fish I have caught, I've caught at least a half dozen Atlantic salmon on this thing, and it's handled those well. Probably the biggest I got was maybe 8 to 10 pounds on this rod, and it handled that quite well. I'm pretty sure I have that fish on video as well, so I'll link that in the description. And again, I have no complaints. I have a Daiwa Revos 3000 on this thing. Again, a pretty solid reel. Uh, and again, it got some scales on it or whatever, but definitely not as used as my 9/6. But I mean, again, it's about as sensitive as those SSTs. I used to run back in the day. I still have the 10/6 medium SST that I was running before this, but I picked this up just because I mean I just wanted to see. I wanted to try a medium light, and you've been using Ultra 6 as pier rods for years. The GX2 9 foot medium, those aren't the most sensitive rods in the world, but they're great sitting bait off piers. I've been using those for since I was about 16 years old, and I'm 22 now, so it's been a long time, about 6 years or so. And I freaking love these rods, man. I have really no complaints. Um, if you're gonna get if you're gonna short fish for salmon and steelhead and you want a rod, that's solid. I'd get one of these. The only problem that I do have is they don't make good casting lengths and weights. So, like they have casting versions of these rods, but they have a 10.6, but they only have a 10.6 heavy. If I wanted to use that to float fish for steelhead, I need a medium at least, or preferably a medium light. They have a 9.6 medium, but again, I like 10.6 or longer for floating for float fishing. And I prefer casting rods for float fishing, anyways. So that's why I haven't really gotten a ton of steelhead on this 10.6 medium light, is because I prefer using casting rods for float fishing. So, but for what they are, they're freaking great, and for the price, they're only like 99.99 on Bass Pro's website. Much cheaper than an SST. Well, not much cheaper. I think they're about $40 cheaper, or depending where you get an SST. I think you can get those Sportsmen, get the SST at Sports Warehouse for a very similar price. Again, about $100, but I freaking love these rods. I don't think I could give a better recommendation.